Hello and welcome to Dice Jesters. My name is Julie.
And my name is Dave.
And we are a Merriam's Whimsical board gaming podcast where we dive deep into games with curious minds. And of course, a Jester's Grin. We feature 10 by 10 challenges where each season we commit to playing 10 games at least 10 times. And sometimes much more. Today, we'll be discussing our resummoning of the game Orléans and the Plague expansion. And then we'll also be providing an update on whether or not we'll be moving Wyrmspan to face the trials of the Jester's Gambit. But first, Dave, since October is coming to an end, I thought that maybe we could kind of give like a little update on just kind of what we've been doing, or maybe our favorite thing that we've done this month. And I'll start because I don't know why. And we've gone to this place prior to October. Like we've gone during the summertime before. But for some reason, going during this month it hits different. It resonates different. And so for anybody who's in the Pacific Northwest, specifically Portland, Oregon, there is a place called Creepy's, and inside of Creepy's, they have a burger place called Bingo Burger, and they make, I love their Brussels sprouts. I don't know, I'm on a Brussels sprout, what's it called, kick right now? Is that what you refer to that?
Yeah.
Anytime you really like something?
You're in a phase.
Yeah. I don't know, the phase has been lasting a little bit. Ever since moving to Oregon, I've been in a Brussels sprout phase.
Wow, that is such a Pacific Northwest thing to say.
Is it really?
I guess, yeah.
Oh, well, I've also liked mushrooms.
You also drive
here.
a Subaru.
Hey, the Subaru was from Wisconsin, okay? I didn't conform to an Oregonian thing. I had the Subaru.
You just fit in. It's funny, I saw something online where somebody had this challenge with Google Maps where they would try to do street view until they found a street that didn't have a Subaru and they couldn't do it. It's true.
I saw that.
It's a lot of Subarus.
I love Subaru, though. I love Subaru from the emblem to their drive system. Stop laughing at me. They have cute colors. They literally have, there's a Subaru Blue that they release every single year. Yeah, I always call my car a Bluebaroo and many other things. But I absolutely adore their blue. I have an ocean blue one, so you know. But anywho, that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about my car. We're talking about Creepy's. So Creepy's is
Creepy's,
a bar that has a burger joint inside of it, and that's Bingo Burger. And I love their Brussels sprouts. We have different weeks in Portland where they feature something, and then restaurants that want to join will have that featured item. So the week that we had gone featured chicken wings. So their item was chicken wings, and we had that featured item, which was good. And it was funny because there was a white dip, and Dave and I were trying to figure it out, and I was like, oh, it's sour cream. So it was a unique taste because I've never had sour cream on a chicken wing before. But the main part of the show, I don't know if we have any Wisconsinites that listen to us. If you're a Wisconsinite, put it in the
hit us up.
Yeah, put it in the comments, because I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, but I'm sure I mentioned it a lot, to be honest. But I'm from Wisconsin prior to moving to Oregon. So Bingo Burger has these smash burgers, which are kind of similar to Culver's burgers, the butter burgers. And
Culver's is out. I mean, that's kind of around that area, but also down, I think it's far west. It's Colorado, I believe.
I think recently, yeah. But it originated in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why I'm
That's where you took me, right?
Yeah, that's where I took you, and I was like, shh, I'll order.
And then what was the dessert was really good. It had a caramel.
Yeah, so I got us, if y'all ever want to try my specific order and just have one for me, since there's no Culver's out here. But my order is a scoop of vanilla, sometimes two. And then
if you're feeling bad.
I don't like that to say. But then I do hot caramel and Oreo and then marshmallow fluff. That's my top. I really want something. My usual is hot caramel and then Oreos. And then every once a week in a month, I like to get vanilla with hot fudge and Oreo, because for anybody who knows Dairy Queen cakes, that dark crumbly in the middle, that one layer, if you go to Culver's and get a scoop of vanilla with hot fudge and Oreo, it's the same. I promise you.
Wow.
So Bingo Burger had a burger called Bingo Style, and it made me happy. It made me feel like I could like resonate a little bit with some Culvers, 3,000 miles away.
What's funny, though, is there's only one time I can think of where you actually showed any emotion when we ate food somewhere. Normally, you're completely stoic when you eat. You eat the food, and then afterward, we walk away, and you're like, that was life-changing. That was so good. And I'm like, really? Because you barely showed any emotion when we were eating. I couldn't tell if you liked it, if you were upset, if you didn't like it.
What if I said that's life-changing? That's so good.
That's something I usually say.
Yeah, that's something you usually say.
I usually say that while we're eating it too.
I know, you're just like, oh, this is so good. And you're like, you've probably had it before.
I thought that was really good. I would say, yeah, Creepies was cool. And did you actually mention that it's clown themed?
Oh, no, I didn't mention that. Sorry.
We should have let in with that.
Yeah.
The whole point is it's like this very creepy restaurant bar with clowns everywhere. There's clown artwork. There's shelves upon shelves of clowns behind the bar. And some of them move. It's just, if you have a clown phobia, I don't know the actual term for that, but maybe a place to avoid. If you're more neutral and open to the idea of being surrounded by clowns and enjoy good food, highly recommended.
You should just go. The clowns are on the wall anyways, so, they're not in your face or anything. It's not
they're barely a threat.
Yeah, they're just behind the bar. So if you don't sit at the bar or anything like that, you're fine.
You're good.
Yeah.
I would say my favorite memory of October this year was playing the Bloody Inn.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like when you walked in a field with a scythe.
Oh,
it's like that's a solid memory.
That did happen.
That did, yes.
But I loved returning to play the Bloody Inn, and it just kind of got me really into that Halloween season mood for whatever reason. It was like the talk that we had when we played the game and the stories that we created while we played it of being these shady inn owners and trying to lure our guests into our hotel and we're going to bribe them. We're going to bury them in the yard. Oh, the police showed up. We need to find a place to bury in the annex. Oh man, now the carnies came to town and they have overrun the hotel. We have this event that's going to happen. We're going to lose all of our money. And I had a lot of fun playing that. And it got me into the spirit of the Halloween season.
I love how you're like, this Halloween spirit. Yeah. Speaking of Halloween spirit. Oh, sorry.
I thought you were going to mention Halloween Town.
I was just about to say Halloween Town.
We didn't go to Halloween Town this year.
No, we didn't.
Didn't make that mistake. It was like a one and done for me.
Oh, see, my friend told me, our friend, he said that Halloween Town's different this year. So maybe next year.
Maybe, yeah. I need at least a year in between to forget about the experience.
I can't believe we walked back. So for those of you who don't know, you park in a parking lot that's kind of further away. I don't know. It's a few miles down. And you go on a bus as if you're actually doing the whole Halloween Town experience, for those who've seen it.
Yeah, I didn't divulge to you until we'd waited in line to get a pumpkin for 3 hours or something. You started making these references about the movie. And at first I was kind of laughing and smiling and stuff, but it started to get more and more specific about like, oh, look, this is the building where so-and-so did this scene. And I'm like, I have to come clean. I've never seen the movie. You're like, what? We're waiting in this 4-hour line for the pumpkin. When you've never seen the movie and like, here's the taxi, here's the town square. And I was a little embarrassed and I was in too deep, but then we came home and we watched it and now I understand everything, but I'm still good. There's a lot of waiting in line, a lot of people.
A lot of waiting.
Yeah, a lot of waiting.
We waited for potato for an hour.
Yeah, so I'm good for a bit, but if you want to go again, maybe next year, I'll consider it.
Okay, we'll think about it. But for that, so you take the bus, you get to Halloween Town, and then they have a bus running at the end of the night or just throughout the day that will pick you up and bring you back to your vehicle. And Dave and I, you and I, whichever way, we were waiting and waiting and waiting, and it seemed like it never came. So then we just started walking back. We were walking back in the dark.
And then it passed us.
Yeah, then it passed us. I was like, where were you? But then it didn't pass us back for a while.
It's okay. We got some steps in.
We got a lot of steps in. I can't believe we decided to walk at nighttime doing that.
After waiting in line for hours, I needed to stretch my legs.
Standing for hours stretches your legs. But yeah, so that's really excited too. And then our friends have like a haunted house that we got to go through too. They gave us like a little sneak peek. So that was super cool.
I will just say that jump scare type experiences are typically not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I always feel safer when you're there with me. I'm willing to do the experience.
It's so funny because I told you they're our friends. Like, we knew everybody.
Yeah, but it's like that anticipation. You don't know what's around the corner.
Yeah, but I'm really quiet. Like, even though maybe they jumped out because I was first, I stayed quiet. So, you know, I'm pretty sneaky when it comes to that because I just know I can sense them coming. Speaking of spooky things, we will discuss our newcomer. Technically, it's a newcomer because it's an expansion of the Plague expansion for Orléans. So in season... Was it season 2?
Season 2,
yeah. Season 2, we initially played Orléans. And Dave had taught me it kind of like Quacks of Quedlinburg mixed with a few other items. And so it was easy to pick up the game after playing that and connecting it to that. And then we had done, honestly, I think we did our 10 rounds in the same day, didn't we? Or
I don't think for this one, no.
Oh, you're right. It did, even with the expansion, it did take us about an hour and 20, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, our average for the game, I think, is an hour 9, maybe. Okay. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, but I still love the game. I'm happy that we resummoned it. It was really fun.
Yeah.
We did one round of just the game by itself prior to adding in the Plague expansion.
Kind of like as a rules refresher and just, okay, it's been about a year. We need to remember what the game is all about before we throw in the expansion.
Yeah, and it went really fast, right?
Yeah, it was a little
like
over 45? An hour.
Oh, I thought it was... Okay.
The first. But the thing is, it didn't feel like it was an hour plus game because we were having fun. And I was going to ask before we talk about the Plague expansion, just that first round, what was your experience like bringing it back? And
I forgot that we each got a colored bag that matches the color that we like our player color. I thought that was so cute because I don't know why it's not really comparable to Quacks. It's just the play style's similar with the pulling from the bag.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. But I like that you got your player color as a bag color. Yeah. I thought that was super cute. I know that has nothing to do with the game, but you know, just those little additives. And I loved being able to pick different tokens and you could choose. So I really enjoyed the randomness of pulling from the bag. And for those who haven't played Orléans or haven't listened to our season 2 episode about it or hasn't heard of it at all, it's this game that I'm going to pass on to Dave to explain because my explaining is very quick and lots of thingies.
Yeah, so Orléans is it's a bag building game by designer Reiner Stockhausen. And it's a game where you are pulling chips out of a bag and you have a player board in front of you and you'll determine where those chips go. There are different colors and depending on where you place them, if you fill in all of the spots required for that particular action space, you'll be able to activate that action on the round. And you do that simultaneously. And that's the fun, really fast-paced part about the game is you and I are both trying to figure out where we're going to place our chips. So that part goes by, and then you take turns performing your action, which can be things like moving around a map and picking up goods. And this game has a lot of tracks that are also associated with a different chip that you can put into your bag. And as you move up the tracks, they give you bonuses, like they might allow you to draw more chips at the beginning of the round, or it might allow you to get these technology tiles that give you additional action spots, or give you money, or give you goods. Or let you move with this development track, and the development track provides you money and then multipliers. At the end of the game, you get points for goods that you have in front of you. You get points for, the majority of the points come from really that development track, plus the houses that you put out, the guild halls that you put on the map, plus the citizen tiles and the citizen tiles that you get from doing different things. But you multiply that by how far up you've gone up this track. And then that's how many points. You also get points for money too. So it's just kind of a fun game where you start with a few things and you add things to your bag. And then there's also this board that you can expel your chips onto permanently, kind of like culling. If you're familiar with deck building games, it's like trashing cards. But it gives you a bonus when you trash them onto this board. So you can kind of thin your bag out with things that you no longer need as a way to get bonuses too. So I really love the game. Initially when we played it through our 10x10 challenge and then coming back to it, how did you feel? I was like, I knew I liked it, but this
Yeah.
I had so much fun.
I love your explanation of it. And I'm happy that you're the one that explains the games, because I literally was about to say you start with 4 that have your color on it. You put in bag. You take the 4 out right away because you get 4. Then you place 4 onto player board. Then from player board, if section is completed, you get whatever chip you want from there. Then you just play. There is other board. I call it Shadow Realm. You can send things to the Shadow Realm that never come back, but they give you special things. Points, people, tokens, houses.
There you have it. Now you fully understand. And then there's also events too. At the beginning of each round, you flip over an event, and then at the end of the round, you resolve it. They can be bad, they can be good, and as we'll talk about in the Plague expansion, sometimes even more bad. And usually bad.
Yeah. No, so I really liked it. I enjoyed it equally, to the point where you had even brought up tokens, like getting upgraded tokens.
Oh, the Geek Up bits on BGG. Yeah.
But I entertained I think suggestion.
That's kind of necessary, and for another reason I'll get into when we talk about the expansion component too.
Ooh, did you find out something that I realized too?
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
It did, yeah.
Interesting. We'll have to see. But yeah, so I liked it. I enjoyed, so I'm usually more of a strategic player where I like to strategize, but I liked how this one had some luck with pulling it from the bag, but regardless of the luck factor, you still could strategically place your tokens in a way to either optimize your following turn, or you could optimize that turn. Like, you can kind of pick and choose, and I really enjoyed that.
And you can get really good at certain things because there's an action spot where you move up a certain track that also gives you these gears that cover up action spots, so it makes doing that action even easier. For instance, if an action spot would typically require 3 tokens, you can put 1 or 2 technology tiles or these gear chips onto those spots, so you can potentially only need 1 follower chip in order to activate it.
Or
and
villager,
so
I think they're called.
The villager, or I can't remember what they're called. The chips you pull out of your bag, you need fewer of those. And I love being able to specialize in certain things. But then there comes a point where you're like, okay, I've done a lot of this. I'm no longer going to go there, so I'm going to try to get better at doing something else at different points in the game, which I really like a lot.
I also noticed, just because we went about like the villager or what they were called, but when it comes to games, I never know what anything's called. I just know how to play the game. So when it comes to asking, like the villager or something, I'm just like, I don't know what that is. Maybe that's what that is. So if I ever explain something that may be confusing, just know that it's probably not called that in the game, and I just I either remember or I don't. I just know how it moves. I know how the action's taken.
Very, very true. Even just that one play without any... Well, we played with the Trade-in and Tree expansion, which is known for being an expansion you play with basically every time. And there's also an expansion called Invasion that includes, I think, a co-op mode and some other things. I've never played with that, but this Trade-in and a Tree expansion, I would say, is just about essential, which I don't really ever say often. But it has that new board where you put your chip, where you expel your chips. That is a lot better.
Oh, that's part of an expansion?
It is, yeah. The original one's okay, but this one's infinitely better. And then it also comes with new event tiles that are randomized. And I think the base game, it's the same exact set of tiles every time you play, but this one will be slightly different. And then it also comes with these trade route cards, which we don't play with every single time, but those basically allow you to fulfill contracts for having different requirements when you're in different cities on the board. So I know it didn't seem like we were playing with an expansion the first round that we played this, but when we did the original 10x10, I included the stuff from this expansion pretty quick because it does enhance the game in a lot of ways, I do feel.
Okay. Yeah. I liked it. So I couldn't really tell the difference. Well, I mean, I probably could have told the difference if I remembered playing the first one, but I just remember the added expansion. I do remember, though, that I was just like, oh yeah, this Shadow Realm's a lot better. So
So that was the base game with Trade and Intrigue. Had a lot of fun. And then we were so excited to play with this Plague expansion, which we've had this for a while, and we were waiting for the right time. And bringing in this game back for a resummoning, I just really wanted to try this, and especially in Halloween season, I feel like it was fitting for the last week of October.
Right now, right next to Halloween.
Right next to it, right adjacent. Yeah, orthogonally adjacent to Halloween.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
To the left of Halloween.
Yeah. And so, would you like to take a stab at explaining the player? Would you like me to? What it adds to the game?
Sure. So I can explain what it adds to the game. That I could do. So you get these cards with rats on it. I think they're the plague cards, and they give certain restrictions. You draw 3 in the beginning of the game, and those are the restrictions for the whole game. In addition to that, there's these green tokens that are like the corpse tokens, and you literally get a corpse like every single round. I mean, there's 1 or 2 rounds that you don't get a corpse, but for the most part, you're getting a corpse at the end of the round. And what they do is they clog up your place where your market. That's what it's called. So in the beginning of the round, you draw from your bag and put them in your market. If you have corpse, you have to add the corpse to the market. So they're kind of just there. You can't really do much with them.
They do absolutely nothing.
Literally, other than cause you pain. And then at the end of the game, if you have corpse left, that's negative points for you. So with that, there's also a plague doctor that's added in, and the plague doctor can be used anywhere. And the new beginning of round tokens or new round restriction, what are those?
The event
tiles.
Yeah,
the event tiles are more interesting as well. There's more variety with that as opposed to just the base game alone. The expansion comes with a bunch of different ones, so each game does feel more different than it did previously with just using the original event tokens.
Yeah, and it also adds indulgence cards, which are kind of like contract fulfillment type of cards. And those are the ways that you can get rid of these corpse tokens that keep flooding your market. So the way those work is you start the game with 2 in your hand, and then you can gain additional ones through an action spot that's on a new tile next to your board. And you have to reveal that card in the turn that you fulfill the requirement. So if it says reach X spot on the track, you have to use it that turn that you did that. And then it allows you to take all of your corpse tokens and throw them into the main supply. And then you also get points at the end of the game for that. So it kind of forces you to have to do things unless you're okay having all those corpse tokens.
Which you shouldn't be, because you'll draw a whole hand of them.
You can. Like, there were turns where I had the ability to draw 8 tokens from my bag, and 5 of those would be corpse tokens. So I'm stuck with 3 things plus my plague doctor. Mm-hmm. So that's, in a nutshell, what is included in the new expansion of the game. What was
my favorite part?
Yeah, what was your favorite part, and how do you describe the experience of what it adds to the game? Would you play this every time? Where are you at with this?
So I would play this expansion every time because it's extremely restrictive for how the game initially started. So when we played the game prior to this expansion, it's very like grab and go. With this expansion, it's pause. Can I do this? Am I allowed to do this? What is achievable in this game due to the restrictions that are now out? So I like it because there was that one round where you had me pick the 3 cards randomly, and I picked it where you couldn't put a gear on the village section, and that's usually where most people put their first gear or their technology wheel. And then the other item was if you had any corpse left over in your market, you had to pay a coin for all of them.
Oh, that was a game changer.
Yeah.
Because normally it's a strategy to let them build up and then fulfill one of those indulgent cards on your turn and then wipe them all out. But if you leave them out, you got to pay the troll's toll.
And then there was one game that we had played. I forgot what the other 2 were, but the one that I remember the most was anytime you laid a guild down, you paid a coin.
You had to pay an extra coin, so it's more expensive.
Gosh.
And then there was the one where when you move up the development track, normally you can get a lot of money. It didn't give you money, so not only did we have to pay a coin every time we laid a guild hall, we weren't getting money from the track, and we were both like poor in this game, like scraping by. And then there were the rounds where the event would be like taxation. I'm like, oh, I got to find a way to get 2 coins in this round. And then I got all these corpses in my, market.
I did like that the Shadow Realm had that corpse exchange where you got rid of
the
one.
second I saw that you were going to be using that.
You're like, you even called it my witch. You're like, this is your witch. You're going to send me curses.
Yeah.
So I loved that. And I used it. I used it all the way to get the person token.
And that's the other way you can get rid of corpse tokens too, is whenever something lets you draw something out of your bag, if it's a corpse token, you can put it into the supply. So that action spot that you're talking about on the board where you send your tokens to, you can pull one out of your bag, and then you also, or no.
No, that's a different one. That's alchemy.
Yeah, alchemy lets you do that. But the one you're talking about, you just get rid of a corpse token and your opponent gains one too.
Yes. So I would just always hand you my corpse.
I'm like, thank you so much.
Yes.
And then every game that we played, you would end with no corpse tokens. And I had like 15.
Yeah, the last game we played of it, I even showed you an empty bag. I was like, oh, look, because my initial player tokens were on the board.
Win.
I thought you were going to win too, but then I saw you messed up.
Okay. I was like, hee. And this is another one where, what did we play recently where I was like, 5 tribes. Where I was like, I was terrible at this when we did our initial 10x10 challenge. Still bad at it. And now maybe I'm a little bit worse. Like, so we played, some rounds of, one just of the game without plague. Mm-hmm. I won that one.
Right.
And then you won every round after that.
Because the plague is just like, that's my year.
So I knew the second I opened it up, honestly, before getting the expansion, I knew very minimal information about it other than it was plague themed. It was an instant buy because you and I both are just fascinated by the Black Plague for some reason. There was like an online course once through, what was it? The Great Courses, which is you can watch these courses by professors and they teach about a certain subject. And I watched one on the Black Death and it was so interesting. And it's a period of history I've always been fascinated by. I know you're interested in it too. So
yes.
I was like, Orléans, love it. Plague stuff, into it. So let's get this. And then since we've played a lot of other games and we've realized that restrictive games are really our style. We like things that force you to have to do things that you don't want and don't let you do everything that you want to.
Right.
They make you pay for things. You're constantly having to figure out how you're going to make ends meet. It feels kind of like real life in some scenarios, but I knew that you were going to like this. The second I read the rules, I knew it would be for us. And then after playing it, I think, this is what this game was missing, was like some restrictive nature in the game that made every game you play feel pretty different, because with those 3 rat cards that you draw out in the beginning, that changes everything.
And there was a big stack of those too, right?
Yeah, they're pretty good stack. So I like that it made each game feel different. And I would say, okay, if you're somebody who likes Agricola.
I was thinking that too. I was like, okay.
If you're somebody who likes Agricola due to the restrictive nature of it, then I would say if you're on the fence about Orléans or you've played it and thought that it was a little bit too easygoing or loose, this expansion will make you like the game a lot more. So I would highly recommend it if that is your preferred style of game, which it is for us.
So I highly recommend it too, but I do feel that it's more like Le Havre than it is Agricola. It's not as restrictive as Agricola.
Really? Because this game gave me the feeling, when I got to the end, I was like, I have overcome so much difficulty. Even though I lost, I still felt good about myself. Despite all of this, I was at least able to get 100 points. And then you got 130, so... And even the last tile is the Plague Doctor and the skeleton dancing, overcame the plague, or victory over plague. That's what it says.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like it was Le Havre because I felt like I got to do everything I wanted to do. While Agricola, you can't do everything you want to do.
I definitely wasn't.
Okay, so it's a mix between Le Havre and Agricola, depending on whose play style you're like. If you're like Dave's play style, it's Agricola. If you're like mine, it's Le Havre.
Although we did have some really good moments in the game where I felt like I did something smart to get in your way. Like we were both on the map.
Oh, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. You had everything set up on your board to place a guild hall. I think this was like the final round of the game. And I strategically got my meeple to that city and lay down a guild hall when you moved away to grab something else.
No, I had to move away and move back to fulfill one of the what's it called? The contract thingies.
Oh, the indulgence cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to fulfill an indulgence card, but I was already on the place. And then it was like, oh no, you can't be on the place. You have to move and come back. And then before I could move and come back, here you are, just laying a guild down where I need to lay a guild down. So yeah, that hurt a bit. But I need to know. You said that it would be beneficial to get the token upgrades, especially with the Plague expansion. What was your reasoning behind it?
Yeah, so we have an old version of the game by TMG, Tasty Minstrel. And
is that what it's called?
Yeah, and the new version is by Capstone Games. Mm-hmm. And I will say that if you have the old version, be aware that the material in the new Capstone version of the game is different. It's like linen finished and thinner. And is noticeably different.
It is noticeably different.
So if you're reaching in your hand of bags, and I swear I noticed this the first time that we played it.
Oh, I didn't until the last game.
No, I noticed right away. But I did my best to, honest from the bottom of my heart, not let that like get in the way of me pulling things out of my bag. So what I would do was reach my hand in and grab like a chunk of tiles and then just like drop them out of my hand.
That's what I did, yeah.
But yeah, getting the upgraded bits though will fix all of that. That's the only thing. There's also, what do you call them, the technology tiles that you add. Mm-hmm. Those are different material, but they're never shuffled, so it doesn't matter. When you take that action, you just flip them all over and look at them. So
okay, yeah, cool. I did notice that too, but I didn't notice it till the last round.
You could really use that, like reach in your bag. Oh, whoops, I drew a non-corpse token. Or when there's certain events that let you draw tiles out of your bag and get rid of the corpses, like, oh, I just happened to draw 5 corpses.
All 5.
Yeah, you could do that, honestly.
You could.
So it's been a year since we've played Orléans, and now with the Plague expansion. So this has been through a 10x10 challenge. We've replayed it, so it would be eligible to be promoted to the Shelf of Jester Cheer.
Okay.
So are we promoting this, or are we excusing this from the court with a polite bow?
I'm not ready to excuse it yet. I would say it's promoted.
Bless the shelf.
Oh my gosh. I think Lupin's over there, like, trying to get food from the shelf.
And this takes place in the Plague wasn't the Renaissance period, but I feel like it has like a Renaissance theme to it, kind of artwork style.
I do too. Yeah, I see that. And I feel like it, when you go to like Ren Fair and stuff like that, people still dress up as the Plague, so it works.
How do you dress up as the Plague?
You dress up as like the Plague Doctor.
Oh, the Plague Doctor. Okay.
You know, like I was gonna add the mask to one of the pictures, and we were like, no, we won't add that. Yeah.
So that was Orléans, and we would like to talk about an update with our game that we're currently playing that is eligible to move on to face the trials of the Jester's Gambit, which is Wyrmspan. Mm-hmm. So we've played the game a few times, and at this point we can decide if we'd like to continue playing it to get to at least 10 plays of it, or if we're ready to part ways. So how are you feeling at this point in time?
I feel like this one deserves all 10 plays because, you know, I did Wyrmspan. Yeah. And now I need to give this one a go. Because after the feedback from Wyrmspan, a lot of individuals had said, hey, Wyrmspan, fix all of those. So you should try that one.
Yeah. So we will continue on with this game until we get to at least 10 plays of it. And we will have a feature episode deep dive Jester's Gambit special of Wyrmspan, where you'll hear our initial thoughts of the game on the table, what the experience was like after our first play of it, and then kind of our final thoughts or discussion of our overall experience over at least 10 plays at the very end, all in one episode. So
yeah,
at some point.
And it's a special episode because it always pays homage to our first 3 seasons.
Absolutely.
Where we went hard playing games. I was going to say hard in the paint, but every time I say that, you're like, is that a basketball reference?
Sports references will always go over my head, but okay. I'm excited to do that. And thank you for taking the journey with me to the land of the Plague.
Oh, of course.
Bringing on the pain and making me feel the pain.
Giving you all the corpses.
Yeah.
Of course. And thank you for allowing me to, give you my corpse so that you had -9
If
points.
somebody tuned in right now to the episode, that would be a funny moment.
They would be like, huh? But yeah, so thanks for playing. And then Thank you so much for listening to us this week. Honestly, if you want to see me in a field with a scythe, maybe we'll put it on our Patreon. I don't know.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. It's Halloween, so we'll do it.
Are you going to plug your whale video real quick?
No, I'm not going to plug it. I already plugged it. Did we even get more views on it?
I haven't looked in a while.
You haven't liked?
Yeah. I can tell you nobody's commented.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm proud. But yeah, we can probably do that. Our Patreon's Dice Jesters. And then if you have a query for the court, you can either submit it on Patreon and or our email. Our email is the Dice Jesters, THEDICEJESTER @gmail.com.
You missed the S at the end.
There's an S at the end because there's two of us. Well, there's three of us because I have Lulu. And so you could do that. Or you can also go over to Instagram. Our Instagram's Dice Jesters, and there you can message us your query for the court, or you can message us maybe a game you want us to play, or maybe a game that you think we might be interested in. I don't know. You can even say hi. Whatever works. And, as always, play games with the ones you love.